Hello YouTube viewers, Craven here. So recently I had to downgrade my gaming desktop PC, which had a 1080 video card, many USB ports, as well as lots and lots of storage. I had to get myself a mobile machine because I'm busy emigrating and I don't know how long I'm going to be traveling overseas until I manage to get a job. I need something portable, mobile, which I can do video editing on and the odd bit of gaming. So I bought myself this, which is a USB external enclosure running at 3.1 USB standard, as well as having a USB-C adapter plugging into the actual unit itself. Now this thing takes 2 by 2.5 inch notebook hard drives, which are SATA 6 gigabit. It works with RAID 0, which is essentially 2 drives in parallel, giving you double the performance. Won't be close to that, I'm pretty sure. It works with RAID 1, which allows you to have redundancy. So if you drop your unit and hopefully one drive fails, you'll still have access to the other drive. It works with JBOD, which stands for just a bunch of disks. So essentially, you should be able to put in a 1 terabyte drive, a 2 terabyte drive, and access them either independently or access it as one big drive. So there you have it. That's the features of this unit. I have not tested it yet, but from what it appears to be quite a robust little unit. It requires Windows XP, Vista, 7, 8, 8.1, 10, 32, Linux, and Macintosh, basically. So here we go. Here's the device. It's quite a bulky looking thing. We have a release mechanism over here. We have a USB-C connector there, a DC in over there, and a reset over there. Now, I've been using these over here, which are USB 3. That's the USB 3 input over there. You can compare that to the USB-C, which is over there. Now, these are pretty nice, and I've been gaming on them as well, but this is just quite nice because it's beefier. It allows me to put 2 drives in, so my 2 500 gig drives that I had left over from my desktop PC, I didn't sell all my hard drives, I had a lot of them, I'm going to put inside here, and hopefully get double the read and write performance. We will have to check. So, let's check this out. We have this here, which is about, I'd say, 10% longer than the normal enclosures, and I'd say double the thickness, maybe 2.5 times the thickness. Doesn't matter, it's a nice portable package, and I'm going to be sticking these two Samsung 500 gig, I think they either 750s or 850s. They got the 5-year warranty. Brilliant. These are the fastest performing Samsung SSDs you can pretty much get. Well, I'm not sure if it's still relevant or accurate. We have a little release mechanism here. Interesting. Oh, that's easy. And just plug straight out. You've got a SATA connector there, SATA connector there, some dip switches here. Oh, it looks pretty easy. Wrong way. There we go. Okay, let's see what's inside the box. We have a piece of plastic. Don't need that. We have a cable, which is a USB-C on the one side and USB 3.1 on the other side. I'll actually test if you can get a USB-C to USB-C. I'm pretty sure that'll work. And we have a little stand over here. It feels quite nice and solid. There's aluminium to it. Whether it's cheap, no one knows. We'll have to just actually check it out. I'll do some performance tests on it and let you guys know. There's a little manual here of sorts. Product overview. UNITEK's Y-3371 will definitely bring you an excited and satisfactory using experience. All right, we're right off the bat. We're made very well in China. USB 3.1 Super Speed Plus Gen 2 is the latest technology which provides the data transfer speed up to 10 gigabits per second. In addition to that, the perfect combination with SATA 6G and SATA 0, RAID 1, JBOD, and no RAID. No RAID is a technology, if I remember correctly, that actually uses like a one drive for error correction. It enhances the read and write speed and provides secure data backup. Recommend to use 2 SSDs to enhance the performance of the device. By the way, this product has a power port micro USB you can use to supply power to device when necessary. Interesting. Okay, brilliant. So you can have, if you've got a cell phone charger cable, you can plug it in and give it some extra power. So we'll give that a try. I doubt an SSD is going to require that, but we will have to check it out, right? Okay, so that's the little manual. What else is in the box? A very small screwdriver. Wow, that is small. And 4 screws. Nice to see that they share my sentiment that you don't have to put 4 screws into a bloody SSD to keep it in place. There we go. 4 really small screws. Okay, and a minute little Phillips screwdriver. I brought these with, so pretty much everything comes in the box. Let's check this out though. Alright, I don't think it's going to be too difficult to do. Let's pull that stand off quickly, put it aside, and see if this thing actually works. So release mechanism. Out you go. Uh-oh, I may have broken it. Oh god, I think I put it in the wrong way. Okay, so we have a few modes here. There's some dip switches right there. Okay, let's see what those are for. Obviously for setting the different modes. Read the manual, guys. Okay, so 1 off, 2 off is no RAID. On and on is JBOD, both hard disk capacity combined. All right. With switch 1 off and 2 on, it's RAID 0. Okay. Oh, no RAID is just means no RAID. Okay. All right. Cool. I seem to recall another technology which uses, I think they call it 0 RAID or something like that. So yeah. All right. No RAID. No dash RAID. The way they wrote it was almost as if it's like an acronym for something. Oh well. Let's have a look at this. Okay, no RAID, JBOD, RAID 0 and RAID 1. We are going to set 1 off and 2 on so that we can get this thing set up in RAID 0. So, done. That should do it. All right, so how difficult will this be? Let's take SSD number 1. Very plasticky little, it plugs in easy enough. Just remember, if you have data on any disks that you do this to, they will be wiped. Also remember that with this technology, you will automatically lose both drives' data probably if the thing crashes. So this is purely for performance, which is exactly what I want it for. So quite difficult working over the microphone here, so I don't even think this is really necessary. I mean, it's not like this is going to go anywhere. I think this is more applicable to like a hard drive or something. SSDs are so light. I mean, that's easy enough. Bottom one. I mean, really, what is the odds of this actually going to fall? You know what, I'm going to use my screwdriver, because my screwdriver, well, for one thing, it's the wrong type of screwdriver. Let's use this one here. Easier, much easier to work this way. Just a twist to keep it in place. Nothing, you don't need brute force for this. It should just bloody work. And in we go. Okay, that's it, pretty much ready to rumble. The lights are this side, so let's make sure we put it in the right way. Done. Well, that's pretty easy. Okay, so I'm going to take this out here. Plug this in right here. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my webcam and we can have a look at how this thing actually works inside a computer. Okay, so I'm all good to go. I did have to make one little adjustment though. I noticed when I looked at it the second time and was reading the manual that I had 1 and 2 switched around. If you want to use it in RAID 0, which is what I want, 1 has got to be off and 2 has got to be on, and I misread those. So I'm all good to go. Also, I read the manual. There is a need for a paperclip or maybe one of those SIM card removal tools you have in your iPhones and your Samsungs, because you need to press the reset button during this exercise. There's a little button inside there that clicks when you use it. So we're going to plug this in right now and see what happens. I've got the disk manager open at the moment, which shows my 2 drives. Okay, so I have error, and I have both flashing at the moment. And I think I've got to press the reset button. Hold it in. Not sure if you've got to hold it in or what. There we go. 1 flashes. It's picking up 1 drive, 1 full drive. There we go. But hang on, that was 1 flashing. So I just want to see that I have this actually right. I think I only saw disk 2 flashing. That's JBOD. In other words, that is just a bunch of disks. So we're going to press reset again. Step 1, switch on the enclosure, switch 1 and 2 to off, then press the reset button until the light of disk 1 and disk 2 is on. It's turned to no RAID at this moment. Okay, so step 2, refer to the above switch. Okay, so you've got to do this in a stage. Let's unplug this. All right, we've got to pop that to get it out. 1 and 2 must be set to off. All right, so we're going to do that. Let's read the rest of the instructions. All right, switch on the enclosure, switch 1 and 2 to off, then press reset button until the light of disk 1 and 2 is on. Okay, let's try that. Okay, disk 2 is on, so I'm going to press the reset button. Okay, the 2 lights flashed. Great. Okay, now what's next? Step 2. Refer to list as above, switch to the mode you want, then pressing reset button until the light of disk 1 and 2 is on. Okay, great, here we go. Out again. Click that off. And the mode we want is RAID 0, so 1 will be off, 2 will be on. That's what we have. Great. Let's try this again. Plug it in. Did that say switch the enclosure on again? Okay. So both have got a flash. That is essentially what's going to happen here. Okay, both flashed right there immediately. So then I've got to press this again until the mode 1 and 2 come on again. Okay. That's it. Apparently we're ready to go rumble. Let's make a new volume. Initialize disk. Okay. New simple volume. Next, next. F drive. Actually, you know what? Let's make that an R drive, just to be original. Next. I'm going to call it RAID 0-USB-C. Perform a quick format. All ready to rumble. And we're going to run into our little utility here, which is Crystal Disk. Let's check this out, shall we? We're going to run this little test on drive R. Let's do all the tests and see what sort of performance we get. Both lights are flashing right now, which is great news. It means it should be working properly. But let's see what sort of read speeds we're going to get. It's not phenomenal. It's about normal, actually. I have a suspicion this is running on JBOD mode. I don't think this is running on RAID 0 mode. That's not a fantastic read speed. Considering these, mind you, that is faster than normal though, but it's just not, yeah, that's not phenomenal speeds. This here is a normal cell phone charger cable for my Samsung. I'm going to give this device some extra power because those speeds are really, really crummy. Okay, so we're going to plug this in over here. Let's see if we get better performance. Whoa, that's not a bad read speed, 663. That's perfectly good. All right, that means it's not JBOD. That means it's more than likely RAID 0. Let's check the other one. Now, those are not bad. Those are not bad speeds. Not anywhere near 900 is what I was expecting, but better than OneDrive. We definitely have two lights flashing at the same time, which means it is definitely in the right mode. There we go. Great. All right, that's a pretty crummy read speed, that last one, but that's obviously a different test. Okay, let's stop this because reading is actually all I'm really interested in at this point. And I'm going to try something a bit different. Okay, I've stopped the test. Wow, it's getting a bit warmish, hey? Not bad, but you can feel some heat building up in there. Okay, unplug. Let's give this baby some power. Okay. And let's plug the USB-C in over here. And it should pick up the drive in a moment. There we go. Drive has been picked up. Let's run a test. I have a beam of light straight through my face. I see the sun is moving. All right, so here we go. We have this thing now powered by extra power. Let's do a test on it. There we go. See if that makes any difference. Both lights are definitely flashing at the moment. So this should be running at maximum for 525. How's the heat going? It's lukewarm. It's like just warm to the touch. It's not terrible. Okay, random read. $117. The next one should be a bit higher. Look, the main thing I wanted it for was to join the two drives together, but the performance, the numbers that I'm getting here are not phenomenal. I'm going to do a test with a USB drive in a moment that one of these. I'm going to plug it directly into the port and see what sort of performance differences we get when we do that. 665 is not bad. I mean, that's faster than one of these will cope. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, I'm really not interested in the write speeds at all, because they're going to be comparable. It's not the end of the world. It could also be that this is plugged into a normal USB port. If I was to plug it directly into a USB-C, maybe get a different cable, maybe get better performance, not quite sure. Okay, well that's not phenomenal, so let's just stop that for the moment. Okay. Okay, now what we're going to do, this is a standard USB 3 enclosure. I'm going to unplug that completely. Plug that in there and wait for it to be detected. Load up crystal disk. Now this is a standard single drive, so let's test this. We'll wait for it. I think it might be locked, that drive. Let's have a look. Nope, it's open. All right, let's get crystal disk here. Drive E. It's also the same drive. It's a Samsung Evo 850 drive. So let's give that a test and see what sort of read speeds we get over here through exactly the same port, just a different drive enclosure. This is made by Transcend, not in RAID 0, just ordinary RAID, or normal. Okay, so there is a difference. It's double the speed. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so there we go. Maybe I was just expecting more of these drives than I possibly could. So that proves conclusively that we're having about 70 to 80% speed improvement with using this enclosure. I actually don't feel, for a moment there I was feeling a bit disappointed, but after seeing that now, I'm feeling a lot happier. So yeah, there you go. Let's see what the other tests are like. I'm not going to go through the write tests because it's gonna all be comparative. So here we go. 102, that's similar. Let's see what this next one is. That one was quite a big difference last time. I think it was about 660 or something like that. Let's see where we go. And lastly, I'm going to use exactly the same enclosure as this SSD is in, and this has got a physical drive inside it, and I'm going to see what sort of speeds we get. SSD is the way to go, because if you drop the drive, chances are your data is going to be fine. It's so much faster than a normal hard drive as well. So yeah, it's about double the speed with the enclosure. I don't feel too bad. I paid $67 for it. Not fussed. It's not bad, and it's convenient because this is a terabyte of storage. And if I later decide to get two 2 terabyte drives or whatever, I can get, even out of mechanical drives, I can get decent speeds. So overall, I'm not, yeah, that's about a 50% to 60% improvement on the enclosure over that. So that's not too bad at all. We're talking about considerable improvement in read speeds. I think what I'll do, I'll use this form and there 50. Okay, so let's stop that, and we're going to plug a normal physical hard drive in, which is a 500 gig, similar size, performance. This might only be a 5400, I'm not sure, but we will check in a moment. Can I just quickly stop that, close down crystal disk, put this back in. I think this drive is locked. I'll have to unlock it. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try this out. Here is your crystal disk mark thing, and now the drive. F is a physical drive. Let's do a test on that. And you'll see now the difference between a mechanical drive read speed versus an SSD and versus the RAID 0. Yeah, I must say I'm feeling a lot happier now. For a second there, I was feeling a bit down in the dumps. But I forgot that my computer that I had, I was actually running 3 drives in RAID 0. So that would have obviously given a bit of a better performance boost. Because the more you add, to a point, of course, the better overall read speed. Wow, check that read speed compared to, I mean, that's chalk and cheese. And that's like a third, no, wow, that's like a 10th of the read speed. And that's just so disappointing. And that's exactly the same drive enclosure, but a mechanical drive, okay? So that shows you how bad that is. That might, however, not be a SATA 6 drive in there. That's entirely possible. It might be a SATA 3 or something. I don't know where that drive came from. I think it was from a notebook. It's unlikely, though. We'll see in the next read if it gets 100, then we know it's not a SATA 3. It just happens to be a very slow drive. Okay, whatever. That's just mind-numbingly sad. And I mean, I wrote a lot of information to this drive. It's actually, it was fine. There's nothing wrong with this drive. It's got a lot of data on it, data, and no real problems. Let's get the next tests and see what that, because this is where things went a bit hourly with the last ones. Sequential read, preparing. It's entirely possible that the BitLocker algorithm, oh man, that's just, so you're looking at least 10 times faster for this thing and about 60% faster than a normal SSD. And that's really good. Actually closer to 11 times faster. I don't think we have to see too much more. We can see quite clearly for $67, not a bad buy. Look, it cost me $20 or $30 shipping to get it to South Africa, so very expensive. The SSD drives, I think, are about $200 a pop, if I remember correctly. But yeah, really, or 150 maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, not. I had them in my computer, so I just reused them. Okay, so substantial difference with the other drive, and it looks like the actual extra power didn't really do a heck of a lot for it. So not bad at all. There you have it, guys. Hope you found this informative. That is the UNITEK dual drive enclosure from Amazon. I'll put a link below. I have not currently signed myself up as an Amazon affiliate. I'm just going to put the link there below. I may eventually do it and make a change, but at the moment I'm not earning any money from it. Go check it out. Seems to be a worthwhile buy. It does seem to get a bit warm, and I've heard people say that the casing itself actually does get very warm. I can see that happening because although this casing is perfectly okay for SSD drives, I mean, mechanical drives get quite a bit warmer, so there's no ventilation in here whatsoever. So I would only probably end up buying this if you're going to use it for SSDs. I wouldn't personally touch it for putting mechanical drives in. But that's just my opinion. I haven't done any real-world tests on that, but there you have it. So hope you found this informative. If you did, please check out my vlogs and my other videos on my channel. And thanks for watching. Till next time, this is Craven signing off.